Hey, what's going on guys, James here bringing you another YouTube video, and this one is going to be another year in review. I'm recording this on December 31st, 2021. I've done this the last 3 years, so this is going to be the 4th year in a row that I've done this, and let's get into it. I've got my video manager pulled up like always, and first things first, I gotta say, I just want to give a quick reminder to everyone watching this who may not be familiar. In 2020 in terms of production on the channel, it was the worst year I've ever had, where between, at the time, both of my channels, I only uploaded 8 videos in that entire year. And that was not good. It was absolutely awful. Now, 2021 for me, personally, wasn't good, and it might go down as one of my worst years ever. In terms of content though, I was able to pick things back up and make things significantly better than they were in 2020. And we had a pretty damn good year, all things considered, for videos. We kicked things off with the 7th of January, 2021, with the 2020 year in review, which ended up being the longest one by quite a bit, being 56 minutes in length, where I went over what happened in 2020, why that was such a bad year for me, especially with putting content out, and then I went through a big, massive list and plan of going through all my videos in the video manager and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with trying to separate stuff on the channels and all of that. And yeah, it started off really good. I'd already been doing a lot of planning to that point, and it worked. After the year in review, we started with, oh shit, I should probably pull up other video managers since I have more than one channel now. I didn't even think about that. Let me do that real quick. So we kick off with things going really well on the gaming channel. On the gaming channel, I uploaded my first video remake of the year, which is still classified as a 2020 remake because everything was done for that video. I just didn't get it out before 2020 ended. That came out on the 7th of January, same day as the year in review, if I go back to it. Was that right? Yes, same day. And that was cool. That was a lot of fun to make. I really do like the video remakes, and I need to get back to them because I had a lot of ideas for those. But yeah, that was a really cool thing to do, remaking the very first video. How I essentially remade the first video exactly how it was, but with just way better production value. And again, it was cool. It was really cool. That's over on the gaming channel. Then I put on both channels the second video remake of my second video, which was my favorite video games ever. And this one I didn't do just the same as it was back in the day, back in 2014. This one I actually I of course had way better production value now, and I talked about everything that I love now in gaming, while also bringing up what I said at the time. And again, that was really fun. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And like I said before with the first video remake, I need to get back to that. And there was about essentially a month between there, 23 days, with that coming out on the 30th. I think it came out a little bit earlier on the main channel. Yeah, a day earlier. And then, what's next? So next we're going to talk about on the main channel, I had a couple of videos come out. And that was, the first one was a video I recorded with Tyson. And that was us reacting to our top 6 favorite WrestleManias videos. We reacted to all 3 of them, the 2016 original, and then his list in 2017, and my list in 2017. We reacted to all 3. We gave a lot of just in-depth commentary and insight on what our thinking was at the time, and talked about how much we've improved since then. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I always loved recording videos with Tyson. I always say, he's my best friend for a reason, and we have great chemistry most of the time. And yeah, I love that a lot. I wish at some point we could get together and redo that properly now and just make the video that we should have made back in the day that I just didn't know enough to actually properly do that. Then the day after, I uploaded another video that Tyson and I had recorded on February 12th, and that was taking his favorite band, and a band that still means a lot to me, though it's not my favorite band, not by a long shot anymore. We took a look at 3 Days Grace. He picked out 6 songs, one from each 3 Days Grace album, and so did I. We put our songs into a randomizer, 2 different randomizers, one for him, one for me, and we just had a bunch of different matchups, and we had to try and talk about the songs, why we liked both in all the matchups, and try and figure out in front of all you guys on camera why, or choose what song, or just choose what song we preferred and why we preferred it. That was really cool. Tyson gave a lot of in-depth commentary and insight in that video, way more than I did actually, and that's a cool one to come back to for that. And yeah, again, that was really cool. And then from there, let's see, I got a date of March 25th. What about the gaming channel? Okay, next up we have a couple on the gaming channel again, and this was a video that came out on March 19th, and that was, I took all of my original Super Mario Bros. Let's Play footage from the main channel. I edited all the footage down into a nice, just about 6-minute highlight video, and yeah, that was such a trip going back and editing that. I've come such a long way since, but I still really like that video, even if, obviously video quality sucks ass. Yeah, it's cool. I like that video a lot. You can see where I came from and where I'm at now in a nice compact 6 minutes, and I like that. And then after that, just a day later, I uploaded me finishing the Let's Play finally of Super Mario Bros. Again, on the gaming channel. March 20th is when it came out. I called it a trip down memory lane, and yeah, that was just me playing Super Mario All-Stars version of the game, still keeping that consistent, but this time I didn't have my Wii readily set up at that point. I just turned my Switch on and played the version of Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo online app. That worked out a lot. It worked really well. The video came out really good, and yeah, that was great. And I got a good video out of it, I still think. And then from there, if we go back, we can go to a short little clip that I pulled out of the... Oh, it was... Really? Was that when that came out? Holy shit. When did that first video come out? Oh, I can't tell because fuck the wrestling channel. Shit. Okay. Never mind. Some of the dates are going to be a little bit off, but we'll be fine. The next one we're going to talk about is on the main channel. It's a short little, essentially rant clip of me ranting on quote-unquote wrestling fans constantly turning on the wrestlers. And it never makes sense. I'm not going to bring up anything about like IWC or blah blah blah. I don't give a shit about that. I really don't. But yeah, it's annoying when wrestling fans turn on wrestlers. It's like, yeah, it's like push this person, and then it's like, oh well, hey, we did what you wanted. Okay, so take the title off him now. We don't want him anymore. You fucking loser. Give it to somebody else. It's like, I don't know. It makes no sense. And now you could also make an argument that in some cases they did end up pushing those people, but then like they booked them like shit. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you can make that argument, but in a lot of cases, it's just wrestlers being fickle, like old Bryan Danielson used to say when he was the Planet's champion. But that's a conversation for a different time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, so that was a short little 3-minute rant video. If any of you want to check that out, that's on the main channel. You can find it. And then from there, we're going to look at, I think... Okay, so next up is a series of videos on the gaming channel where Tyson and I played Mario Party 8 on camera. It was the first time I had done anything with the Wii in such a long time. He always wants to play Mario Party 8 when we hang out, because he always remembers, oh shit, you have a Wii? You have Mario Party 8? We gotta play this, because he grew up with the game. I didn't, but yeah. So he finally taught me into playing Mario Party 8 with him, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not playing this game. I don't really enjoy Mario Party 8 that much. Like, it's fine, it's a fine Mario Party game, but like, I don't enjoy it anywhere near as much as I do like the GameCube games, specifically 4. I always talk about it. I know 4 is not the best game, but I do think it has the best mini-games in the series. Its mini-games are just so good, and the action on the board is good too. So yeah, 4 will always be my favorite. It wasn't my first, but yeah, 4 is really good. As if I need to tell anybody that. But no, so we played Mario Party 8. We did King Boo's Haunted Hideaway because, again, Tyson forced me to play that board, knowing it's completely luck-based and I have all the luck-based shit won, as we played the very luck-based Shy Guy board at another point in the past, I think like back in 2018, 2019, something like that. And then he also got mad at me for winning a bunch of shit through luck, and he's like, oh, okay, let's do a completely luck-based board, one that has no skill at all. God damn it. Look, I love Tyson, man, but sometimes he doesn't make sense. But no, it was a lot of fun, actually. I did enjoy playing Mario Party 8 on camera with him, and we had a good time, and those videos are actually, for us, making content, yeah, they did pretty damn well on the gaming channel, because the gaming channel, at this point, it still only has 7 subscribers, and the Mario Party videos alone, like the first episode has 69 views. Nice. Then episode 2 has 57. Episode 3 randomly has 35, and then episode 4 goes back up to 45. So like, again, not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but for us, where like we've always struggled to get views, no matter what we did, no matter what type of content we made, no matter if it was low, like a low amount of effort or high amount of effort, something just never clicks apparently with people. But yeah, the Mario Party 8 videos for us did really well, and I can't forget that. And those all came out really shortly after. Episode 1 came out the 3rd, episode 2 came out the 4th. This is in April, by the way. Episode 3 came out the 7th, and episode 4 came out the 8th, and what broke those apart was a random Madden 21 video that, again, Tyson made me play Madden 21. I don't like Madden. In fact, I don't even like American football anymore. In fact, I really don't like sports anymore. The only sports-related thing that I like is pro wrestling, because that's really the only sports-related thing I like now is just pro wrestling. So, but yeah, he made me play Madden 21, and we took the game and made it a complete joke because I gave you the reason why in the video. So if you want to know, watch the video. Yeah. And the title of the video perfectly described me and my thoughts about Madden and football of I don't care. But nonetheless, after that came out on April 5th, we jumped forward quite a bit, if I'm being honest. We go back to the main channel, and that's going to be also on April 7th. We had a video that's now unlisted, where I talked about my top 6 favorite bands as of April 2021. And the reason that video was unlisted is because one of the bands, aka the band that was at number 1 on the list, had sexual harassment and sexual assault allegations come out against them, and yeah, no, I don't want to be promoting that video, because, yeah, I'm not going to talk about them, but yeah, that's the reason the video's unlisted now, is number 1 on the list, a band that I was essentially obsessed with for 2 years. They connected with me in a way that no other band had ever connected with me. I absolutely loved them. But yeah, they had those allegations come out against them, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna even potentially run the risk of victim shaming or anything like that. It's like, if more information comes out and it turns out the victims were lying, you know what, fuck, I'll start listening to the band again. But until that information until that information comes out, that's not going to happen. And I don't foresee that information coming out, because I read all the allegations and I researched a bunch of shit on that, and it doesn't look good. And that's where I'll end that. But nonetheless, I uploaded a video shortly after that, 9 days later actually, on April 16th, which was a really fun video, really short video, where I just kind of rambled on about 6 songs I love from the YouTube audio library, because The YouTube audio library, it's honestly a really great tool. It has some really good tracks in there that I've used for years. And some of those songs I love so much, I just wanted people to know about them. Then the day later, I uploaded a video on April 17th where I did another 2021 remake where I went over my top 6 favorite WWE games. And that video, again, was just a lot of fun to make. Let me click on it and look at it. Which, by the way, the video ended up being 2009, which was the year that my first wrestling game ever came out with Smackdown Restaurant 2010, which is just fucking great. But yeah, that was really cool. Some things changed from the original list, some things didn't. Actually, it almost entirely changed, but except for number 1. But yeah, I worked in actual like B-roll gameplay footage. That was really cool. And yeah, that, again, like I said, that was really cool. And that is honestly all I can say for the main channel for quite a while. As, oof, I was not good. It was after this that I began to just not be good to the channel at all. But nonetheless, like I said, top 6 favorite WWE games video, that was really cool. Go back to the, oh, that's not gonna work. Well, I'll talk about the wrestling channel later. Nonetheless, then shortly thereafter in May, at the end of May, I started an Uncharted 4 Let's Play, which I need to get back to because that's been way too long. Been like over 6 months. Fuck me. Anyway, yeah, started Uncharted 4 Let's Play. That was really cool. Playing through that. It's another technically video remake series. From the original on the main channel still, the no commentary Uncharted 4 Let's Play. But yeah, I did that. Got the prologue, chapter 1 and chapter 2 in their own videos, and they all came out before eventually, no, I will come back to that last because of the date. But nonetheless, that was end of May, start of June for the Uncharted 4 Let's Play stuff. Do I have anything after that, or do I skip to the wrestling channel now? I skip to the wrestling channel now. And then on May 3rd, 2021, oh wow, I didn't think I started the wrestling channel in May. But then, May 3rd, 2021, I came up with an idea at random, literally on a whim, of, you know what? What's the point of me uploading wrestling footage, wrestling gameplay, to the gaming channel? That would just be the exact same thing that I had done in the past, where I wanted my original channel to be a Let's Play channel, and then I uploaded wrestling footage, and people who only watch wrestling stuff found it, and then no one watched anything else, and it made me sad. So I was like, well, why am I doing that now? That's really stupid. So I was like, okay, let's make a third channel, and that's TGC Wrestling, and I did the channel trailer for that, uploaded that, and I just slowly took all of that wrestling footage from the gaming channel, deleted that from there, and uploaded it to the wrestling channel. We started off with the 2K14 video remake, where I had a video back in 2015, I think it was like my first video, I think it was like technically my first gameplay video ever. It was a 2K14 tag team match, so I took the idea and made it just a whole hell of a lot bigger, and I took the team of myself, my created character, and Tyson's created character in 2K14, and played through an entire year of universe, only playing what we got booked, very much in the style of Tony Pizza Guy's old Anthony Douglas universe back in the day. And that was really cool. And then I did another video remake shortly after, that was originally on the gaming channel again, but got re-uploaded to the wrestling channel in early May. And that was me essentially embarking on my own road to WrestleMania. I made my own road to WrestleMania in Smackdown Restaurant 2010. I did a Royal Rumble, did an Elimination Chamber match, and then did a match at WrestleMania. Again, that was a lot of fun. I got eliminated pretty early in the Rumble because I had a busted PS3 controller. And it didn't register all my button presses, so I got eliminated. And that was honestly fine because I put myself in the chamber match and I won. And I had the match at WrestleMania anyway. So that was cool. And the match for the rest of the Rumble match at the start of the video, I just talked about a bunch of stuff that I needed to get off my chest. And again, it was very cathartic and I liked it. And then from there, I put together a highlights video of all of the WWE Supercard gameplay that I had from the original channel. And that was such a, like I said with the Super Mario Bros. Highlights, that it was a trip, you know, nostalgia ran wild over me, and it's crazy to look back at where I was. Because I've wondered for so long what I should do with those Supercard videos. Do I unlist them? Do I private them? Do I delete them? And ultimately I decided not to do any of that and just leave them public, because that was who I was at the time. I loved that game. And through things that the developers did, that honestly made the game better, but the decisions with the game turned me off of the game entirely, and I stopped playing and I lost all interest. And to be fair, I had been losing interest in the game even back to Season 1, to tell you the truth. Season 1 is where I hold all of my nostalgia, don't get me wrong, but I was even losing interest back in the day with Season 1. So, Season 2, I skirted by on Season 2, I was still playing, took a hiatus from it, came back with Season 3, enjoyed it for what it was, lost all interest again, and then from there, they had you, or starting with Season 3, they had you stop restarting with every season, and I've talked about that before, and I just lost all interest in it. And like I said, it's better that way, because no one else wanted to start over, and I know I technically could just, like, attach, like, a different, like, email or whatever to the game and start over entirely. It's not the same, though. It's not the game that made me fall in love with it back in 2014. And that's where I'll end that. But yeah, the video, it's taking all those highlights and stuff. It was a trip, and honestly, it was kind of crazy. And then I have 2 bonus clips videos. One that's about 2 minutes and one that is about a minute, taken from the top 6 WWE Games video. One where I talk about why I prefer GM mode in Smackdown vs. Raw 2006, and another one where I rant on other creators' complaints on 2K19's Universe mode. So yeah, those came out. And then we start my first Universe reactions video, where I reacted to the original Universe mode that Tyson and I started back in the day with WWE 2K16 on the PS3. In that series, honestly, it was not consistent until November, and I'll get to that. But nonetheless, yeah, took care of that, started that series, and I love that series a lot, actually. I really do. Just like with the reacting to the original WrestleMania, the original top 6 WrestleManias videos that Tyson and I did, I love that, because when you can react to content and actually add something to the conversation, that's great. But if you're just reacting for the sake of reacting, like a lot of people do, that's where you should draw the line. At least my opinion. But I also don't really watch reaction content most of the time anyway, so even from creators I love, I don't watch their reaction content. Because why am I going to watch them? Because why am I going to watch somebody watch, like, videos or compilations where they're just going like, oh my god, I can't believe this thing happened, despite the fact that I've seen this thing like 10,000 times before. Wow. Like, why am I going to watch that? And, like, I guess you could make an argument about me doing the reactions for, like, the original Universe mode and stuff, except I'm just reacting to my original content. I suppose you could do that, but, like, I'd like to think I don't overreact. Honestly, I'd like to think I don't. And, I'd like to think that I'm at the very least adding something to the conversation and giving insight that you wouldn't have otherwise. But I don't know, that's just me. Either way, I really love that series, and I'm looking to keep that going. And then from there, I uploaded bonus footage from the 2K14 video remake, because the 2K14 video remake I had 2 attempts that were just completely fucked up on the like technical side of things, where one, I had constant video glitching, and it would have been such a pain in the ass to edit, and I almost regret not editing it, because I've done that for other stuff since, and I'm like, well, fuck, okay, it is a pain in the ass, but I've literally just sat here doing this for a few other videos. It's like, I should have just done that anyway, looking back on it. But yeah, the first video was completely fucked by visual glitches, and then the second video was just fucked by my capture software being a dickhead. So I lost. So the gameplay was, for the first attempt, was essentially unusable, and the second attempt I lost the gameplay entirely because the capture software didn't want to save it. So I took the commentary from both and made a special lost footage video because I didn't want to get rid of the commentary because I liked it a lot. And then I finally started what is the proper Turn Back the Clock series, where I'm just gonna, where that series has been around for a while, and I've done nothing with it really. But I finally started the proper version of that series as that video came out, and it was me looking back on the match in the original Tournament Tuesdays tournament between AJ Styles and Edge. It was an AI simulated match on the last-gen version of WWE 2K16, and I weirdly got into the match, so I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay, I will highlight this. I really like this, actually. It was the only match that I really got into at all, in any way, from that original tournament. I was like, yeah, I'll highlight this. And I've yet to do another episode. I do have some plans, but Turn Back the Clock is not like a consistent series. It's not like one that videos will come out regularly, because I have to sit through a bunch of old footage and see if there's anything that I like. But yeah, that video came out and that was cool. And then, of course, I also put the top 6 favorite WWE games video on the wrestling channel as well as the main channel. And then I took the... And then from there, that's when I kind of really started hammering away with the going through past videos and re-uploading stuff to the wrestling channel, where I had the first 2 tournaments in Tournament Tuesdays, both AI simulated, both recorded with me pointing my phone at the TV. Did that. I took the highlights for both of those into a nice compact, just over 8-minute video, only doing the highlights for those. Then I took all of my 2K19 first impressions that Tyson and I did back when I got the early released version of the game, back in 2018. Took all 4 or 5 of those and combined them together, and that was really cool, and made that a nice, I mean, it's actually a pretty compact, about 36 minutes. I think it probably would have been like over an hour otherwise, but yeah. So I about cut it in half, I'd say. Then Tyson and I decided to bring back the original universe back in 2018. Or not bring back the original universe, but start universe mode, like a brand new one. That was our new co-op universe, and I took that draft video and edited it down significantly from 42 minutes down to about 12 minutes. So cutting about like 30 minutes or so. And that's cool. It's really nice, compact, it's snappy, it moves really quickly. And yeah, it's cool. Though I almost don't know, it's crazy because like Tyson and I have had so many different ideas for a universe. Not to mention like that's co-op universe, Tyson and I have to record together, like we have to. That's the thing. Because even if, like, say I record everything for my show myself, it doesn't matter if I have like, I could have 10 episodes ready of Raw and then pay-per-views and stuff, but like it doesn't matter because if I don't have SmackDown episodes to upload, I can't put Raw out, you know? So yeah. And that's kind of the problem with a lot of content on the channel, where like, as much as I love recording with Tyson, until we find a way to get together more often and record videos, a lot of stuff just can't be fucking recorded, and it kind of sucks. Not to mention with the draft video here, Tyson and I have had so many different thoughts thoughts about it, and like we were originally gonna just carry it over on. I was gonna like re-upload everything how it was, carry everything over, and then just start uploading again, or recording, editing, uploading, all of that again. But the issue is, so much has changed since then, and would anyone check out those re-uploaded video? Would anyone be interested? You know, stuff like that. And then, as well as that, the first episode of Smackdown is completely fucking different to every other video for Co-op Universe, because we originally were going to do like Tyson's show was just more casual and us playing a game, and my show was going to be the one that was the serious, realistic one. And we realized that's a bad idea. That was fucking stupid. And okay, like the idea is not fucking stupid, but like having both of those shows in the same universe, in the same canon, that's the stupid part. So yeah, like that didn't really work. And then I've also started thinking, it's like, well, okay, I guess to preface this first with saying, we then thought, okay, well, what if we just take the original universe, the rosters, everything we drafted back in 2018, and we just start brand new again? Base things off of what we did in the 2018-2019 Co-op universe, but change some things up and have it be completely realistic all the way through. Maybe only do 3 matches on the shows instead of 5, and fill the rest of the show out with segments and promos, interviews, stuff like that. And really make it work, and I like the idea. But then I also started thinking, again, so much has changed since then. What if we don't even really like the rosters that we have now? Because I know, like, with, like, say, the Speaking Out movement, we have some people on our rosters that were involved in that. We have some people on our rosters that just, they maybe weren't in the Speaking Out movement, but throughout everything with the 2020 and 2021 and global pandemic and stuff like that, they turned out to be just fucking assholes who don't really care about other people. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna end that conversation. But yeah, so I started thinking, like, maybe we should just redo the draft entirely, and get like a better understanding of what we're doing, and get a roster for a universe mode show that is more representative of us now. Because so much can change in 3 years, 4 years that we're going on now. So yeah, that's my thought process on that. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I haven't actually got the chance to talk to Tyson in quite a while, and that's really weird, actually. That's really weird. We'll figure it out. But then I continued on with more Tournament Tuesdays, combining videos together and editing stuff down. I combined all 3 videos. Was it 3? Yeah, yes. All 3 parts to the Most Fun Tag Team Tournament when Tyson and I brought Tournament Tuesdays back in 2018. I combined all 3 parts together, which, by the way, was probably almost 3 hours worth of footage, made it down to 40 minutes. And again, that was really cool. I think that works out a lot. And then I think it's time to skip all the way down to September for the wrestling channel, where I decided to randomly continue the original universe reactions, where I reacted to my first episode of Smackdown in the original universe. And then a little bit later, I did another Tournament Tuesdays re-upload, where I combined all of the Most Fun Singles Tournament together into one video. And all of that stuff is there. Then I decided to just re-upload my thoughts on the 2K19 $1 Million Challenge video. And that's literally as is. I didn't change anything about it. And then after that, I uploaded Tyson and I attempting to beat the $1 Million Challenge for him. He played most of the matches, but I took care of some of them as well. Sadly, on that occasion, we couldn't get the job done, but Tyson has since beat it entirely himself, and I'm really proud of him for. And I'm actually really happy we didn't beat it here, because as nice as it would have been for us to beat it together on camera, I'm sure it was way more fulfilling for him to beat it entirely by himself. So yeah, I'm almost really happy, and I'm really happy that we failed on the attempt. And then I uploaded after that some videos that Tyson and I recorded in late 2020, The first one is another like James versus Tyson match where my created character and his created character in 2K19. We had an Iron Man match, 30-minute Iron Man match, and we decided to do that and see who made the better wrestler, who could win, who plays 2K19 better. And he played a really good match, going up I think 3 falls over me early on, but I was able to bring it back, get some good submission victories, knowing I'm better at using submissions than he is in the game. My kicking outs weirdly got better as the match went on. Like, I don't even think I used resiliency in that match. But yeah, it was cool. That's a really fun match. And then we did another random Elimination Chamber match video against one another, which is a callback to the Chamber match video we did for Universe Extras back in 2019. And then we did a Royal Rumble match, because Tyson and I have always loved playing Royal Rumbles together in the games. And we started from number 1 and number 2. He started out with Pete Dunne, I started out with Noam Dar, and it was cool. And then I uploaded the promos from the Most Fun Singles tournament, re-uploaded those to the wrestling channel, and then I started re-uploading Casual Universe mode, Velocity and No Mercy Universe, to the wrestling channel. Took care of that, and those were coming out pretty consistently, all things considered. Then I started a brand new series called, well, I already had the name Universe Prequel from another series, but I pulled that name because I never did that series originally, put it to another series, and the idea was of starting a universe mode in SVR 11 and carrying that over game to game until you get to the current games. The issue with that is someone had already beat me to the idea, and I'm actually a big fan of his series that he does for that. So it was like, okay, well, I don't want to come off as just like copying the idea, even though like it was my idea first, but that's beside the point. I didn't want to feel like I was copying him, so I was like, okay, well, what I'll do is I will do like a prequel version of that, and I'll do a couple episodes in SVR 2009, and then I'll do like 3 months worth of videos in SVR 2010, and I've done that, and I have a lot of stuff pre-recorded, ready to go and edit. But as I started editing the videos for that series, and I was gonna try and make it really consistent too, but as I started editing, I literally get bored watching the videos, and I'm like, well, okay, if I'm not enjoying watching the videos when I'm editing, there's no way in fuck that people are enjoying watching them, or that they're going to enjoy watching them. So I was like, this is bad. This is really bad. And this is a series that, and like, it's so weird because like I loved recording those videos. Like recording those videos, watching the matches, playing the matches, doing all of that, like it was so fun. I loved it. But yeah, like the actual videos, watching them back in post, editing them together, and it's like then watching them again to make sure, once they're rendered, to make sure there's no fuck ups, no weird visual or audio glitches or anything. Just make sure they work. Like I'm just like I can't watch these. I am fucking bored. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. I have an idea where like I will do highlights. I'll do like highlights of all the videos for Raw, and then ECW, and then Smackdown. Do like 3 videos highlighting everything that happens, and then I'll just do the pay-per-views in full, and we'll see where it goes. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, like that was honestly heartbreaking. Again, it's a series that I enjoy recording, but fuck, the videos are boring. It's like the only time I've ever felt bored about the content I make. It's like, fuck. God damn it. And then I continued on with the Casual Universe re-uploaded the Favorite Wrestlers Tournament. I did that in 2 parts on the wrestling channel. One for the entire winners bracket, one for the entire losers bracket. I started another GM mode series, trying to start that properly and get that underway. Uploaded another Universe Prequel. I only uploaded 3 for that. There's the other Favorite Wrestlers Tournament video. More Casual Universe. and later on I'd even get like a brand new episode of Casual Universe out as well. Uploaded all of the promos and stuff combined together for the Fire Pro tournament. Uploaded an edited version of that. And the Fire Pro tournament is really funny because like I used to hate that tournament because I felt like we couldn't be ourselves. When I was so wrong. We were the characters we had built for Tournament Tuesdays to a fucking T, and that was the most we ever were those characters, I think. The only thing was we were just really quiet because of the environment we were in at the time. But yeah, like the Fire Pro tournament at this point, I think is my favorite tournament. And for any of you that knows the Fire Pro tournament, you probably wonder, like, why is that your favorite tournament? You lost. You are right. But Tournament Tuesday is a series that I don't give a fuck if I win or lose. I just like doing the tournaments, first and foremost. And two, we've said it before, like, being completely serious, it's like, how are we supposed to, like, kayfabe a way of Tyson getting another shot if he were to lose the Fire Pro tournament when he's had, like, that would have been, like, I don't know, his 6th attempt at the title. You know, like, yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So we needed him to win to keep the series going. And yeah, and then there's so many like little small subtle details in the Fire Pro tournament that I love. Like from like especially my body language in the video. Like I love my body language in that video, especially with a lot of the times where like as Tyson is getting more and more confident with like, you know, the AI in Fire Pro somehow like being in his favor, which the AI in the games have never been in his favor for Tournament Tuesdays when we've let the AI do anything. So it's a complete like callback. It's like a complete callback to the very first tournament where the AI in 2K16, because that was the first 2 tournaments was AI simulated, and the AI sided with me entirely, and Tyson was just kind of fucked in that regard. So like Fire Pro, the game that I know more about, the game I'm more into, kind of like flipped that around somehow, and Tyson's representatives for that tournament fucking annihilated me. And again, like it was such a cool callback to that, and kind of flipping it around, and Tyson had, I think, such natural babyface energy in that video too. And it's so funny because like originally going to the Fire Pro tournament, he wanted to be a heel for his character, and he wanted me to be the babyface. I'm like, but eventually I'm just like, this isn't fucking working, you know, like it doesn't work. And we never actually said it, but I feel like we both thought it. Maybe it was just me. But like I know I definitely thought like this isn't working, and we essentially just did like this very natural feeling double turn in all the promos building up to the Fire Pro tournament, especially with like the picking of our wrestlers for that tournament. And then yeah, and even when he was growing more and more confident, even at times a bit cocky, for the Fire Pro tournament as he kept winning, or the AI kept winning for him, he it was really cool because he would still say things like, say John Cena versus Mark Henry. You know, Mark Henry fought his heart out, but it just wasn't enough for John Cena. So he was putting over my wrestlers that I chose while still growing more and more confident, and it worked out a lot. And then like my body language, like I was so obsessed with that title and character that like as I kept losing, I literally like kept turning away from Tyson, and like I couldn't look at him. And then once he brought up the very real possibility of having a clean sweep, like I literally like cut him off at one point screaming, "There will not be a clean sweep!" And like yeah, it's the Fire Pro tournament is my favorite tournament for that reason. Everything worked out. We played our characters to a fucking T. With the only downside being that we were just too quiet because we couldn't be loud. But yeah, Fire Pro tournament, my favorite tournament at this point. Really love it. And then from there, on the 22nd of December, not that long ago, I uploaded a video I called Tyson's Quest to Become the Tournament Tuesdays Champion, where I went through the entire tournament and I made this like really long edited video. I mean, it's 20 minutes, but I made this like seriously like very editing intensive video where I just detailed the story of Tyson becoming the champion. And for that video, I tried as hard as I could to show me getting more and more cocky as the champion, and show like the kind of double turn, and he's now the babyface, I'm the heel, but at the same time, I wanted it to be way more about him, so I tried as hard as I could to cut out as much of me as possible from that, and I like to think it worked, but not too sure. No, I think it worked. I really like that video. Then that's it for the wrestling channel. We can go back to the gaming channel, as there's only one other video that came out just a few days ago, and it was the start of a Last of Us Part 2 Let's Play. That is my second playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2, and I did realize, because of settings that I had altered in my capture software, the game's quality isn't as good as it should be. So the game doesn't look as pretty as it should be. But yeah, so I fixed that, and once I actually start recording the second episode of Last of Us Part 2, the game should look better. But yeah, that's the only other thing on the gaming channel. Then we can go back to the main channel. I really started doing the universal reactions, and I got quite a few of those taken care of. Also uploaded a small video of Tyson and I doing a really bad Triple H and Chris Jericho impressions from the Favorite Wrestlers tournament. I pulled out a little minute-and-a-half segment and uploaded that to the main channel because I thought it was funny. And then more Universal Reactions videos. I uploaded a sneak peek of Tyson's quest to become Tournament Series champion on the main channel. More Universal Reactions. I then started uploading some of the stuff from the wrestling channel to the main channel, and I'll get into why in just a bit, but first I want to talk about the last thing I mentioned upload wise, and that's my reviews of Deadlock Pro Wrestling's Fire, their weekly YouTube show called Fire. I've talked about it in the video, so I'll keep it short here, especially since this video is already long. So in the first episode, I had gotten out of watching pro wrestling since 2019, the end of 2019, and I literally stayed away. I didn't say I was leaving, I just stopped watching, and I stayed away for 2 years, only following it through just clips and shit like that on Twitter. Yeah. Like I said, I stayed away for 2 years, and on a whim, DPW, Pulse, Johnny, Tony, they announced that they're actually doing a real wrestling promotion, and said that the first episode of DPW Fire, they did the tapings for it, and the first episode will be coming out December 16th, 2021, and it was a Thursday, of course, and I watched it, and I loved it, and the title of the video, it may seem clickbaity, but it's not. It's actually not. It's the truth. DPW reignited my love of pro wrestling, and then since I've done reviews of the next 2 episodes of DPW Fire, episodes 2 and 3, with episode 3, actually, I think, I consider that so far to be my favorite episode they've done so far. I thought episode 2 was a slight step down, all things considered, to episode 1, but it was still good in its own right. But episode 3 I really loved. And that's all I'm going to say now, because I talk more about those. Oh, no, actually, I should say, and those are also the fastest growing videos on the channel ever. Some of you are going to look at this and say the views are still really small. But the first DPW Fire review quickly got over 100 views, and now it's sitting at 155, as it's still getting views. The second one took a little bit more time to grow, but is now sitting at 136. And then I just uploaded the episode 3, so it's got none right now, but I'm sure it'll grow. They're the fastest growing videos ever. And that's crazy. That is what I've got to say there. Let's move back to why I said I had started uploading stuff for the wrestling channel to the main channel, because why the fuck am I doing that? Because I realized there was no point in making a wrestling channel, because the main channel it is, and it has always been a wrestling channel. That wasn't my intentions, but I started uploading wrestling content, and that was the content that early on got views. Still a seriously low amount of views, but it got views when everything else really wasn't. So yeah, we gained at least what small audience we have through wrestling content. So trying to rebrand and then take all the wrestling content away, that just didn't make sense, and it felt wrong. So I'm putting wrestling content, or I really didn't delete anything from the main channel. There was some stuff that I deleted, but like that's because they are stupid, pointless videos that were just fucking stupid. So yeah. But none of the the actual videos were deleted. You know, it was like a small, like the kind of stuff I deleted was like a small, less than a minute video where I talked about Christmas way back in 2014, 2015, something like that. Like, it was a stupid video. It was pointless as fuck. That's the kind of stuff I deleted. Not anything like that has any sort of importance and all. So yeah, I realized it was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done a wrestling channel. If I was gonna do a new channel of any kind, it should have been a channel for like those music related videos that I uploaded, or something like that. You know, stuff that I didn't already have any sort of audience for. So yeah, TGC Wrestling is not gonna go away though. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think what I'm gonna do is just make that kind of like an archive channel, where I'll take videos that you know are not necessarily. I'll take, say, raw footage from videos that doesn't get used, or maybe not used in full, and that kind of stuff will go on what's now TGC Wrestling, but will become an archive channel. Like, say, I recently started recording stuff for a video, or maybe multiple videos for the gaming channel, where I'm gonna go through and talk about my favorite songs to play in Rock Band 4, because at the start of the year I got seriously into doing that. I got back into playing Rock Band 4 and loved the game a lot. It's great, honestly. And yeah, so I was going to talk about all the stuff I love playing in that. And there were so many videos, I put together a tournament bracket for it of 32 of my favorite DLC songs. So I'll go through that. And there was one video where I was playing The Adventure by Angels and Airwaves, and I choked, missing one note in the entire song, in a part of the song that I never fuck up, and I was so mad. It's like, oh shit, you know what? Honestly, I could include this as like its own video. I really could. So again, like stuff like that. Because like me playing the entire song won't make it into the video. It'll just be like small highlights from all of those recordings that'll get meshed together in post for the video. But yeah. But if there's anything in a video that I really like, maybe for example, if Tyson and I play a Mario Party game again, you know, by default, for the gaming channel, I would edit the videos down. But on the archive channel, I could just take all those videos, take all the raw footage, and just combine them all together and upload that to the archive channel for anyone that would be interested in that. Again, stuff like that. Stuff that wouldn't be uploaded anywhere else on the gaming channel or the main channel. And that's what TGC Wrestling will become. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say. 2022, I'm looking and hoping to just be better than 2021 was for me personally. I'm looking to keep the momentum that I've gotten, especially here late in the last 2 months of 2021. Under the content, I'm looking to keep that going as well. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say. A lot more stuff coming to like the Geeky Comrade, the main channel. Wrestling content is going to come back and be more prevalent than ever. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this year in review. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share it up on social media, do all the good stuff. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.